All right, let's pull back the curtain on one of the most important concepts in all of cloud computing, the virtual machine. But instead of some dry technical breakdown, we're going to explore it through a story about a magnificent city in the clouds. So just picture this place, a city named Azure, floating way, way above us all. It's not a city for people, though. It's a city built entirely for work, a place where our digital world really lives and breathes. So let's take a walk through this city, shall we? What is actually going on inside all these strange, shimmering structures that seem to go on forever? Well, the skyline is just packed with thousands upon thousands of these identical looking towers. Each one is its own self contained powerhouse, designed to do one specific job. You can think of them as individual homes for every website you visit, every app you use, and all those complex calculations happening behind the scenes. Okay, but here's where the story gets really interesting. These towers, they seem so solid, so real, right? But they're hiding a pretty fascinating secret. Their true nature? Well, it's an illusion, and a brilliant one at that. So, what is this big secret? I mean, if these towers are the very foundation of our digital lives, but they're not what they seem to be, what's really going on up there in the city of Azure? And here it is. It's so simple, but it changes everything. None of them are physically real. They are phantoms, you could say, powerful illusions that are built entirely out of software and logic. This brings us right to the heart of it all. A virtual machine, or a VM for short, is basically the illusion of a computer. See, beneath this whole floating city, there are massive, incredibly powerful physical servers. That's the real hardware. A VM is just a piece of software running on that hardware, and its job is to perfectly mimic a standalone computer. And what's so wild is just how complete this illusion is. A VM has its own processing power, its own memory, its own storage. You can install an operating system on it, you can log in, run programs, even restart it. You can do everything you do with a physical machine. The only real difference is that its address is in the cloud, not sitting on your desk. So this whole idea of illusionary towers, it's not just a cool trick, it is absolutely revolutionary. Understanding this is the key to seeing why VMs completely changed the rules for how we build and manage technology. And this right here shows you the huge shift. Back in the day, you had to go out and buy these bulky, expensive servers and then just guess how much power you'd need for the next few years. If you guessed too little, your website would crash. Too much, and you just wasted a ton of money. With Azure VMs, you can spin up a new tower in minutes, tell it exactly how powerful it needs to be, and then change it on a dime. It's like the difference between building with stone versus building with light. And that flexibility is everything. Imagine you're running a massive online sale. You can spin up 100 VMs to handle all the traffic, and then when the sale is over, they just disappear, vanish. You only pay for the exact time they existed. There's no waste, no leftover hardware gathering dust. But wait a minute, if these towers are just illusions, can we really trust them with our most important stuff? This is where the guardians of the city come in. Remember those powerful physical servers we talked about? Those are the foundations of the city. Azure is constantly watching them. If one piece of hardware even hints at having a problem, Azure automatically and instantly moves your virtual tower to a healthy foundation. It happens so fast, so silently, that to the outside world, nothing happened at all. Your app just stays online, totally uninterrupted. So we've explored this kind of magical city. Now, let's bring it all back down to earth and connect it to the real-world stuff it's powering every single day. Let's put a nice, clear definition on it then. Azure Virtual Machines are on-demand computers that are defined by software, not hardware. They give you all the control of a traditional server, but you never have to touch, manage, or even see the physical machine it's running on. And this capability is used for, well, almost everything. Companies use VMs to host the websites and apps we use every day. They run enormous, mission-critical business software on them. Developers will create temporary VMs just to build and test new code safely. Oh, and it's a perfect way to keep older applications running that need a very specific operating system, giving them a new life in the modern cloud. You know, the really beautiful part of all this is that this entire bustling city of logic and light is completely invisible to most of us. We never see the towers being built or moved. We just experience the result, a digital world that's fast, reliable, and just there when we need it. So the next time your favorite app loads in a split second or a website handles a huge flood of traffic without even blinking, just remember that city in the clouds. Because somewhere, high above the earth, an invisible tower, an Azure Virtual Machine, is standing watch, making it all possible. Makes you wonder, what other invisible structures are powering our modern world?